All right, good day. Hope that you're doing well. So in this video, we're going to be focusing on question 7, right from the 2023 November exam question. Here, question 7 relates to 2D trigonometry. Now, they say in the figure below, ABC is drawn where AB is perpendicular to BC, and they've given us the angle C, which is P. Now, they're telling us that CP, it is equals to 3 times multiplied by AB. This is in accordance to the information they gave us. All right. So now, ABCD is drawn such that, okay, they've given us the angle here is 135, and they're telling us that the length from B to D is 121 meters. Now, determine the value of P correct to 3 decimal places. Now, how would I find my P value? Now, P is inside this right angle triangle, right? So every time whenever they ask you to solve something, these are the questions you should ask yourself. What kind of a triangle is your triangle given, right? Is it a right angle triangle or is it a normal triangle, right? Now, if it's a right angle triangle, to solve for whatever line or angle, you're going to use your trig identities, or you're going to use your theorem of Pythagoras. All right. Now, if it's a normal triangle, the question that you should ask yourself is that, do you have the value of, depending on what they ask you, right? Do you have the value of your angle opposite to your line? If they ask you to solve for your line, do you have the angle opposite to that line? If they ask you to solve for an angle, do you have the line opposite to that angle, basically, right? And if yes, then you're going to use your sine rule. And if not, you're going to use your cos rule. All right. So now here we have a right angle triangle. All right. And now I'm told that CB, right, in this triangle is equals to 3AB, meaning that where's my CB? This is my CB, which is my adjacent line, right? Now, if I could say CB and divide it by AB, CB over AB. Now, CB is my adjacent. What about my AB? So my AB is here's my line AB, which is my opposite. So this is my adjacent, right? Remember, here if I have my opposite and adjacent, I can make use of my tan. Remember, tan it's opposite over adjacent, meaning that in this instance, tan is going to be AB divided by CB. Now here CB over AB is going to be 3 over 1, right? Because here we'll be left with 3. This 3 is the same as divided by 1. Now, this simply means that your AB, it will be represented by 1, and your CB will be represented by this 3, right? So now, if I were to write that here on my right angle triangle, okay, I know that my AB is 1, and this right it's 3. So as a result, I said I'm going to make use of my tan. Tan of P, which is going to be my opposite over adjacent. In this instance, tan of P is going to be equals to my opposite, which is AB, over my adjacent, which I've said is going to be your CB. Now, because this is a right angle triangle, we were left between choosing two options, Pythag or trig identities. Now, here we are making use of our trig identity to be specific tan, because why? We have opposite as well as the line adjacent, right? Now we're trying to solve for an angle which is P. Now, as a result, substituting my values, tan of P is going to be equals to 1 over 3. Now, taking 10 to the other side, my angle P is going to be equals to the inverse of 10, 1 over 3. And my P is going to be equals to 18,435 degrees. Right. So I know that P is 18,435 degrees. Or if you want to round off to 2 decimal places, it's going to be 18,44 degrees. Right. Now, here they're telling us that if P is 18,4, determine the length of CD. Right. So let me try and make note of that here. Where's my CD? First, let me identify my CD. Right. This is the length of CD. Now, CD, what kind of a triangle is it? Is it inside a right angle triangle or a normal triangle? It's inside our normal triangle. Can you see this is not a right angle triangle? Now, as a result, if it's in the normal, right, what is it that we're trying to determine? We're trying to determine the length of CD. Do we have the angle opposite to your line in this instance? Do you have the angle opposite to CD? Yes, you have this angle B, it's opposite to CD, meaning that we're going to make use of our sine rule. All right. So here to solve for this question, we're going to make use of sine rule. So let me just try and erase here. Now remember, with your sine rule, I'm going to draw this triangle. Let's say this is A, this is angle B, this is angle C, right? So this line opposite to A, so this line opposite to angle A, we're going to indicate it with the small letter A. The line opposite to my angle C, I'm going to represent it with this, and the line opposite to my angle B is like that. So remember your sine rule, right? It is A over sine A, basically line A divided by sine of the angle opposite to A, right? It's equals to B sine B is equals to C sine C. Now here, I know that this is 121 and I have this angle here as 135. I'm trying to find my CD. So basically here, my sine rule, I could say, all right, CD divided by the sine of the angle opposite to CD, it's my angle B. This is equals to, I have line from B to D over sine of the angle opposite to that line, which is angle C, right? So basically I could use this to solve for my length of CD. Now let me go about doing that. So now if I substitute the values, I remember I'm trying to determine my CD over B, sine of B. Now remember B, it's P over 2. And remember my P, I've calculated it as, or here they're telling me that it's 18,4, but also I've calculated it before. So this is 18,4 divided by 2. As a result, my P or my angle B, I'm trying to determine my angle B, which is 18,4 divided by 2. My angle B is gonna be 9,2. All right. So sine of 9,2, this is equals to the length from B to D, it's 121 all over sine of my angle C, which I was given as 135. Now I can solve for CD because it's the only unknown in this instance. I'm gonna cross multiply. So as a result, CD multiplied to sine 135 is gonna be equals to 121 multiplied to sine 9,2. All right. And remember, I'm looking for CD, right? So can divide both sides by sine 135 so that these could cancel out. And as a result, my CD is going to be equals to 121 sine of 9,2 all divided by sine 135. And you will just punch this in to your calculator. Now, doing so, your length of CD is going to be equals to 27,36, rounding off to 2 decimal places, meters. And this will be your final answer. All right. And that'll be all for this question. Remember, if ever you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Thanks.